I need to ask you a question. Be curious, Drifters.
Amelia's duel hits the front. Immature is coming right away for Damien Oliver.
Bella Nipotina, and boy, doesn't she deserve this.
The Giga Kick's got a strong kick.
Golden Mile, soar out the mile. I'm thunderstruck over the top. Mr. Brightside has won the mile.
And Militarised blows them away in the Champagne Stakes. And she's a class act, pulling right away Prowess. And Zoo Gotcha won it by 2.5.
Zaki, joined by Animo, who looks destiny in the face.
When's the last time you had, like, went to an arcade?
Oh, mate, couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Prue and I went to one yesterday, just for a bit of fun. Loaded $50 on a card and just played some games.
Played some games.
Dominated.
Not competitive at all.
Nah.
but I dominated.
Yeah.
What games?
Well, they've changed a bit.
Have they?
Arcades.
They still have the one with the big hammer and you're whacking
We did that.
whack-a-mole?
But we both did terribly.
Oh, really?
On that, yeah. Yeah. But it was more so like the lights pop up and then you can't hit the one that's red. And then it's like bang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was good.
Did you play Daytona?
No.
They didn't have Daytona?
No, they did. Well, we should do this for a lull though. They had the horse racing one.
Mate, I've actually done that before.
Yeah?
Yeah, out in St. George of all places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
The I think the Australian hotel has a has one of those ones where you sit on it like
Yeah.
a jockey and
When's the last time you had a warhead?
Again, mate, it's been a very long time.
Shall we
Yeah, let's indulge.
live reaction like an ASMR little thingy?
What? What? It says spooky blobs.
But
But then it's got a warhead sign up the top.
yeah,
Oh, this is all melted, mate.
lemon flavored.
Not a big lollies guy at the best of times, so see how we go.
I remember these being extremely sour as a kid.
Mm.
Got a bit of juice behind it.
Yeah.
You know, it was also sour.
Yeah.
The blade track pattern at Caulfield yesterday.
I wasn't happy.
You texted me when I was at the
I was
arcade.
furious. I was furious.
I didn't know what was happening because I hadn't watched a race.
I was furious. It became obvious probably race 2. And from that point onwards, it was bleedingly obvious that you needed to be in the first third as a minimum, but there was a lot of winners who were either first in running or second in running that day, which is frustrating.
Well, as
You know what
I am,
else?
I'm a data guy.
Data guy? Yeah.
Do you want me to go through the data or what were you going to say?
I was going to completely change topics, but we can do that after.
Okay. All right. So, your gut feel was you needed to be in the first third.
Gut feel.
Let me see that and I'll raise it. So, 8 of the 10 winners came from first, second, or third at the 600 metres. Magic Time being one of the outliers, and there was an outlier in race 3. 7 of the 10 winners drew barrier 6 or closer. Michael D had 4 winners.
Well done, Mickey D.
5 winners were on the fence in the running.
Yeah.
2 winners were in the next lane across. 1 winner was in lane 3. And then it was basically only Magic Time. And I believe you pronounced this horse. It was in the Country Cup.
Claymore.
Just
Claymore.
Well, that's how I'm pronouncing it.
Yeah, okay.
So they were in lanes 4 or 5. But they kind of did lay in to get into that better patch of grass.
Yeah.
So it was a tough day. If you're not... Like, I look at a lot of the winners. I think the market corrected itself throughout the day. But when there is a $75 winner throughout the program, but that was only one of 2 double-figure winners on the day. So I think the punters did adjust pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. But it's still... It's frustrating when you're expecting a track to play fair.
It's 3 weeks in a row on Saturday. It's frustrating, mate.
Really
And
frustrating.
even Cox Plate Day to an extent.
Yeah.
I believe you wanted to be in the first 4 there as well, heading into the 600 or 400.
Yeah. So frustrating. I think punters were pretty quick to adjust. You know, it's well and truly a few days after we release the podcast, even recording on a Thursday night. Obviously, if we knew how it was going to play, we would have adjusted our tips accordingly. I've got a confession to make.
Go on.
I need to get something off my chest, Drifters, and you might be disappointed to learn that I rarely venture into our DMs on the gram. Very rarely. You know this.
Yeah, rarely.
So when you're messaging us, Drifters, in actuality, you're messaging us.
99.9% of the time.
For the majority of the time. And look, he's lovely in his responses, and he gets back to you, and he has, he loves to see all your winning slips and all that sort of stuff. It's good stuff. But when you're like, you would have had a kid in your class in primary school, like that one kid who, for whatever reason, just like eats glue or something, like clag glue.
Yeah, weird. Claggy.
Yeah, claggy. Ugh. There's always someone. And everyone has that kid in their class. Well, we've got one in our DMs that I just discovered.
Oh,
and I'm not naming names because this is just something that I discovered this morning as I was just having a bit of a scroll through, and I was looking at it and I was like, hang on a second. I was scrolling up and I've seen a couple of other things. And I'm just like, okay, so we've got a glue eater in the DMs. And I also want to ask him, hey, what coloured Crayola is your favourite flavour as well? I'm interested to know. But yeah, just some direct commentary on some of the things that I've been doing on the podcast. And yeah, look, all I can say is, why don't you go start a bushfire somewhere, mate, with your first name? Mouth breather. But anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest.
Yep. All right.
But no, look, good banter, and it's picked a stack of winners scrolling through the messages as well, to be honest. So,
mate, that's something the Drifters are very good at.
Yeah.
Tips, not slips.
Yeah.
Slips, not tips.
Slips, not tips, exactly.
Slips, not tips.
So look,
I'm all about that though.
Oh, look, I love the banter.
I love
so
it.
bring it on. Because I'm going to clap back. But yeah, just some insight, Drifters. If you're wanting to get in touch with me directly, like I'm probably, the DMs probably isn't the way. I actually don't know what the best way is, but no, yeah, I was scrolling through. I was like, yeah, that's pretty brutal. Okay. Yeah, noted. But yeah, I was looking at some other DMs as well. There was a lot of slips. There's not a lot of tips in there. Yep. A lot of slips. Yep. But we get pulled up for giving out tips, so it's just a bit of a laugh.
One thing the Drifters did get around was a big counter on Friday night.
They did.
The DMs were going off.
Yeah, he was brilliant, wasn't he?
He was Tyler Schiller, mate. He is a hell of a jockey.
He's got a set of cajoolies on him, doesn't he?
Doesn't he? Nash Jr.
Yeah, Junior Nash.
Junior.
Not as hot.
Junior Schiller.
We'll call him Warm Tyler.
Call him Mark War. The Forgotten War.
Afghanistan. The Forgotten War. That's one of the greatest nicknames of all time. Oh man. I feel like the interaction with the Drifters though this spring has definitely been better than what it's ever been.
Absolutely.
It's been awesome.
100%. And we really appreciate it as well because
100%.
I think the highlight of the spring has no doubt been Without a Fight winning the Caulfield Cup, and the amount of support and slips that we saw from that was really heartwarming to see.
Great to see.
But Counter was right behind that, I reckon. There was a lot of people hitting us up because, frankly, when he was that disappointing at Kembla and he puts in a performance like that, had to go through gaps. I love to see that, especially as an owner.
Yeah.
At $26, no less.
Yeah.
If you read our captions, we actually give out some insight there, right? I can forgive this horse for one run. He's a bet on an each way basis to nothing.
Yeah, 100%. Like you're getting $5-6 with the good people it needs to place. Like that's a terrific shopping.
1x3s.
1x3s. I'm not a 1x3s guy, but I was definitely an each way guy with Counter on Friday night. So look, that supplemented some of the play on Saturday to a degree. I texted you like halfway through the day. I was like, I've literally got a multi on.
I'm finished.
I've got a multi on. I'm done. And that was with the Group 1 still to come. So that's where my head was at yesterday.
Well, one of those legs would have been Magic Time, surely.
Yes.
She was sensational.
Yes. She was great. The other leg, actually, funnily enough, mate, was Joleistar.
You adjusted.
Yeah. And obviously didn't change my G1 bet or my betting strategy, but it's one of those things. It's like,
If the writing's on the wall.
if the writing's on the wall, the writing's on the wall.
Yep.
And the last leg was Mac Tube. So that would have been a juicy 3-leg multi for your boy. But best of the day did absolutely nothing. So, come at me, drifters. It was frustrating, mate, because you just, especially Caulfield, like you want to see him swoop in the wide lanes and come down the middle. And, it's just, when it didn't happen, it's just frustrating.
Wasn't meant to be, mate. That's all right. Performance of the day, hands down, is Magic Time.
Easily.
Wide, no cover throughout. Just absolutely spanked him. Let's have a look. Let's have a watch of it.
Starting with the Sir Rupert Clarke.
Yeah. Now it's not the first Group 1, but
Hey, our show. Exactly. Our show.
we set the agenda, warheads and all.
Yeah, that was really sour.
Yeah, it was. I'm still going on mine.
I was a big chewer. I was one of those types.
See where she is here. Wide with 0 cover the entire trip.
And not in the first 3.
No, not in the first 3, but I think it was a credit to Mickey D, because he obviously knew the horse that he had under her. But I think here, when they start like falling away on the inside, because General Bow wasn't going to run it out, Cause for Concern was lame, I believe. He basically was able to get nearer to the fence again, those fast lanes right late. And to be fair, like you look at those ones around Magic Time, IME's probably better at 1,200 metre horse. Straight Ace was really good through the line. We'll talk about him in a moment. I think that's Road to Arataki. She was good after missing the Empire Rose, I believe.
Yeah.
And Bandersnatch, Christ. Well done if you have that in your first 4. And then Skew If, I reckon, was one of the runs of the race because she was stayed wide in that wide lane the entire time. But Magic Time, mate, different gravy. And I'm, in reflection, pissed. She's one of mine.
She is one of yours.
I was an early adopter.
I was a bit taken aback, to be honest, on the podcast when you weren't tipping her on top, but I got it as well.
Yeah, and Mick D post-race was also saying it's like, well, this horse is wet tracker. It was a good 3 by the time this track went up. He was like, well, I was actually a bit, and that's probably why you got a better price come race time. Because she was about $350 on the podcast, wasn't she? She jumped $480.
Yeah, jumped nearly $5, which is insane.
I think that also was the wide barrier as well. So,
I think I said that on the podcast that she'd drift. I didn't think she'd drift that much though.
That was a hell of a win. In terms of like looking at the like racing.com sectional data, they've gone just under a length above benchmark for the Group 1s at 1,400 metres. They set a pretty good tempo early, which I think probably played into those ones being able to swoop over late. So they went 7.5 lengths quicker to the 800 metres. Bit of a breather through that middle patch from the 8 to the 4, and then they went about 5 to 6 lengths slower for that last 400 metres. But when Buffalo River's in the race, it's going to be run truly, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which you're looking at the speed of the race early doors, and when you're reviewing the potential form, like we said on the podcast, past references, not future.
Exactly.
It was obvious that there was going to be a lot of pace in this race for once. So, for that to actually occur feels good, man. And yeah, you blend in to the race, Magic Time, sort of midfield 3 wide, but you're blending into the race, and there's enough pace on for you to prove you're the best athlete with 53 kilos on. You know what I mean? Like, it's a handicap race.
Exactly. And I think IME's run out of her skin, 56 kilos. I think she was second top weight. She's ran super. Straight Acer. I reckon one thing, and we do this a lot of the time, we say that we'll do these like our little awards or something, but the Shelby 66 Most Improved Award has to go for the spring, this horse.
Yeah.
Won a Class 1 in July, and now it's ran 4th in a Golden Eagle. ran second in a Silver Eagle, and it's run third in a Group 1. That's a hell of a performance.
Yeah, hell yeah. And it's a gelding as far as I'm aware, straight Acer. So it could be one of those ones where just each prep, each race, it just comes back slightly better. Surely you're aiming that at a Group 1 mile handicap race.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It wouldn't get penalised that much.
No,
all.
because he hasn't won yet.
Yeah.
And, I doubt you get any penalties for, running in a Golden Eagle anyway.
No. So what are the Group 1 mile races in the autumn?
Well, Doncaster.
The Donny comes to mind.
Doncaster. This could be All-Star Mile. So Magic Time gets her slot into the All-Star Mile now with that new system. No longer voting.
Yeah.
There's more wildcard races. So she's got a slot, first one with a slot already. 1,600 for her is a...
Not a gem.
No,
you're taking her to like the all ages and those type of races. You're keeping her up to 1,400 meters. She'd be a phenomenal, and actually so would IME, a phenomenal Stradbroke horse.
Yep. No, that's a good shout. You could see straight Acer in a Stradbroke.
100%.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, it's now, mid to late November. A lot of the horses that are coming back for the autumn will probably be back in work in 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Whereas these ones are, they're going deep into the spring.
They'll have one to two runs in the autumn, I'd say.
And then freshen up winter.
Yep. The other thing I was also considering, because my on top selection, Unimec, and I said to you, I may as well rip up my tickets now.
Yeah, honestly, you just... no chance
No.
from that gate with that pattern.
No, and he's heading to Perth now. I saw Hong Kong Hutchie say on Twitter. So, he's going to Perth for his 71st run of his career. Just an absolute iron horse. But I look at Munimec and Crosshaven, who was the other one I was, making a case for. So they finished 10th and 13th. They were up the arse end, but they still raced a little bit flat. I reckon that first up performance where they absolutely rocketed home might have taken a little bit of the edge off. Whereas you look at these horses who are first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Eden was sixth, but the first 5 past the post, Magic Time, IME, Straight Acer, Bandersnatch, Skew If, we're all really deep into a preparation.
Yeah.
So that's kind of something I've learned, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. The old second up syndrome, hey?
Yep. So Magic Time, performance of the day for me. Clear performance of the day. Joleistar. Now, God, J-Mac can carry on past the post in a Group 1, can't he?
Yeah, he can. Well, he's done it, 80-something times?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, she was the obvious one. Like, once you saw the pattern of the day and the fact that she drew a gate, J-Mac on, she was just so obvious. And I think I said to you during the day that Skybird would have to be, my on-top selection in the end, would have to be an absolute freak of a horse to run over the top of him and defy the pattern. And she's good, clearly running into third, but she's not Winks. So, yeah, Joleistar just had the run of the race. I don't think there's that much between her, Courvolant, and Skybird. It's just the pattern and the race shape.
Well, I think what we learned about, and this is something we kind of discredited to an extent on the podcast on Thursday, was Courvolant. She looked like the map horse. She got the gun run as well, but her last 200 metres of that race at Caulfield was 12:46. Now, that was nearly 3 lengths slower than the runner-up Vivier, who, off the top of my head, hasn't really gone on with the job from the top of my head. If she has, then so be it. But what I'm trying to say is it's not the A-grade form. Whereas Joleistar kind of has had that better exposed form, like Sydney, that run at Flemington as well. So Courvolant, Blake Shin after the race said as well, doesn't run out the mile.
Yeah.
So we've kind of learned our lesson there, but she was so brilliant this prep to date. I look at her and I'm like, what could have she have done at a Coolmore? She would have gone extremely close, I reckon. I reckon she's that good.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I think it goes to show that rolling high, that Flemington win.
I have that on my list. Are the connections just going like, fuck, what have we done?
Potentially, because, they're putting her away and saving her for the autumn, which is, that's great, but autumn's strike while iron's hot, the autumn's a long time away. Like, a lot of water to go under the bridge. We talk about toxic futures markets all the time. But anyway, so I was very, very, I ended up getting on her, right? So I was frustrated that I didn't trust my instincts on the podcast initially on Thursday when I was like, she's definitely a winning chance, but like, you can't get them all, right?
Yep, that's it. But yeah, J-Mac just put her in the gun spot here in the coffin. The run's kind of presented, and the rest is history. But so Caulfield didn't run it out. Skybird was fantastic against the pattern as well.
She was great against the pattern. Yeah, she's a good horse.
Bloody Kamachi. My God, I think that's her 7th stakes placing this prep.
Jesus. Yeah, wow.
It's a pretty good performance.
Yeah, it is good. Just finding a few better each and every time. But yeah, she just had the perfect run. Absolutely perfect. And Caulfield obviously just sort of fading there at the end, but she is very good. And Skybird in the 4th or 5th lane?
Yep.
Starting to sort of wind up and get there, but just... And maybe staying at the mile didn't suit her.
Like, I don't know. It's always hard to say. I think Skybird's one you can take out of it. I want to take Caulfield for shorter. I reckon if you could probably... It's a race for her. Oakley Plate or something maybe.
Caulfield.
Yeah, 1,100 metres handicap. Why in the weights?
Yeah, I reckon something like that.
Yeah,
it's definitely a 1,200 metre horse.
Yeah, so, let's get into the rest of these, hey, for what they are. Actually, let me quickly go to times. So, Magic Time would have beaten the Group 3 field, which was won by Run Harry Run by about close to 4 lengths, and they would have led that field by about just over 2 lengths to 600. So nothing crazy, but enough pace to kind of bring Magic Time into the race. Joleistar, that 1,000 Guineas field wasn't too crazy. They only would have beaten that benchmark 80, which was that Place of Gold race.
Yeah.
So that was Place of Gold. That was one of the few swoopers on the day. They would have beaten that field by about 1.5 lengths. So it's not a vintage edition of the 1,000 Guineas, I don't think. But yes, let's have a look at the rest of these. So let's go to race 4. Not often that we see a $75 winner.
No. Not at all. There was a big push for Miraval Rose.
Yeah.
Massive push. I think she ended up jumping favourite.
Yep.
So yeah, that was crazy. But watching it live, it looked like she got the job done. But the photo finish proved otherwise.
Yeah, it just looked like, I think Miraval Rose lost it on the turn. I think she crabbed across that turn.
It's only a third start.
Yeah. So and Brazen Song, is it? Just kind of like really hugged the rail where it was the Travelator.
Yeah.
Bloody Invincible Star kind of Mario Kart type of vibes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, jeez. You would be sick if you're a punter on Miraval Rose there. You'd be absolutely sick. But, yeah, just had the gun run on the rail, like you said. Well, that's what I take out of it. I was on Solitaire.
Yep. Third.
Yeah, she ran third. She just wasn't in the right spot and maybe peaked on a run a little bit, maybe under prep. Don't know.
Yep.
Look, she's good at finding a few better.
Oh, mate. Tell you who was good at that yesterday. The Sauce.
The Sauce.
I think 5 seconds on the day.
Oof.
It's not good.
That's not good at all.
Commemorative. It's a bit disappointing.
Mm.
Like that maiden victory, where she absolutely spanked him by about 5 lengths. I don't think there was any subsequent winners from it. So it's like, oh, okay, on your bike. But, she was very good first up in Sydney. Was pretty disappointing at Flemington. And then, she was against the pattern there, she's run on okay. So maybe a prep away.
Yeah, maybe all of this has just come a bit too soon for commemorative.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's no way I was ever going to pick this horse hypothetical, because this is just a non-winner. But then it gets all the favours, hugs the rail, leads. This is one of those races where you just go, nothing can run on here.
No, because look at Screeper.
Yeah.
Like, it's been, toweling them up in Adelaide, but presents there like it's going to run something down, but just nothing could make ground.
Yep.
Oh, it was absolutely disgusting. Disgusting to watch. I think it ran third, so that's another bronze medal.
Oh, that's Curran running past it. I reckon Curran was Curran one of your best bets of the day, one Derby day, I reckon? Maybe.
I can't ever recall punting on that horse, to be honest. But potentially.
I reckon I'm thinking another one. Anyway. Brave Mead set up this 1,400 metre contest for the 3-year-olds. A1 position, like Run Harry Run, had its back and then just pushed whoever that was out of the way and then just ran past it. Arkansas Kid was very good.
He was so good.
The Hayes have that. They have that. This horse absolutely flying.
They do. Like, to do that on that day.
He won the that 2-year-old race on Moonee Valley Day last year. Arkansas Kid. So he's been an early season 2-year-old through to what's now, over a year later as an early season 3-year-old.
Yeah, good horse. Ran home really nicely in the Coolmore, but you couldn't win that race from there. No. It's impossible. So another third for your boy.
Yep.
Sensing a bit of a pattern here. It's almost like my picks are identical to the victims. A few astute people could pick that up. Fucking hell.
Rose quartz. What the fuck? What's that? Oh, on the rail. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I heard on the broadcast it was like 650 days or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So hypothetical would have been similar to that. But, everyone has the speed maps available. They can kind of map these horses wherever. But like, what was it? 2 starts ago, She Dances absolutely spanks Rose Quartz.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so that's another third for your boy. So I think I would have had like 4 or 5 thirds maybe.
Yep.
And yeah, just the solitary winner with Magic Time, and Best of the Day did nothing. And No Deal Done was scratched, so it just wasn't meant to be. It felt like a hangover of a day.
I feel like that last 3 meetings almost. Like, it's just been, I definitely peaked Caulfield Cup Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ran your race that day.
Yeah, so...
I peaked Cox Plate Day.
True.
So, alas.
So, in the Stewards report, you have Maracana, EIPH, Outlaws Revenge, had the lame right hind. The instructor had a throat abnormality. Cause for concern in the Group 1, had a 4-limb soreness as well. So,
jeez.
Yeah.
4 limbs.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good.
No.
I could imagine walking around with 4 sore limbs. It would be painful.
Let's get to... I really don't want to rewatch this, but...
Oh, Hutch. I missed the race. I watched the replay. Oh, I thought you were going to get the JD just too far away, mate.
And yeah, this is the Hunter, King of Sparta. Jumps nicely. Just Joe Pride, these old hardened geldings that lead, you have to respect them.
Have to.
Cold Crusher.
He was a friend of mine sort of earlier this year throughout the sort of winter.
I reckon what's sorted this horse out is the good tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because you look at his form, mate, it's pretty damn good.
It's good form.
He was third behind Spacewalk, and you might go like, ugh. The Spacewalk's won like a Flemington since on Oaks Day. And then I think he was a length and a bit behind Bella Nipotina and maybe I'm Me, perhaps, in Sydney.
In the Sydney Stakes. Yeah.
So he's run a hell of a race. Now, we were both really keen to take on Marzu. Now, Marzu's my friend, always has been, but he has cost me the race here. He's buddy. It's just taken him a while to kind of like get out of the way. And I was shocked by the amount of money that was coming for Marzu on the day.
Yeah, I thought he'd run pretty well, but I didn't have him winning the race.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, he's done exactly that. He's run fourth.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so.
But good tracks for him. No go. You need a wet track for him.
Yeah. I didn't end up having a punt in the race. How did Opal Ridge go?
That's her back
Oh,
here.
she pulled up.
Yep. So
Not good.
yeah, she's just hasn't come up this prep.
No, I think she's got feet issues.
Well,
she's got concussion plates.
Yeah. We saw that first up and it was like, ugh.
Maybe she needs a soft track.
Not too soft though. She's a bit of a
Goldilocks.
getting in the Goldilocks zone.
She is Opal Ridge, but I still like her.
It does. If King of Sparta gets like a straight line run for the entire length of straight, does he win? Probably not. Like
Coal Crusher was phenomenal.
Yeah, he was sensational. And the King, I think the King and I need to see other people because he is one of those I'm thunderstruck style horses where I remember he ran. What did he do? He ran second in a Cox Plate that year or third.
Thunder. You ran second, yeah.
And I said to you, I'm like, because you were not a fan of Thunder at the time, and I don't like in general.
I've backed him once when he won the Group 1.
And you said, I was like, how good was Thunder? He's like, yeah, he can run on a bit though. And you were right. You were absolutely right.
May he rest in peace, Thunder.
But the King can do that too.
The King can do that.
So yeah, I think that's 3 or 4 strikes and you're out, King. So I need to see the King win again. The other race that we'll have a look at, which is one that the source actually found, was Stroke of Luck in the Beaufort.
Yes, well found.
Wide barrier didn't matter. Canberra Legends failed again here. So, but I think if you're looking for an early play in like the Cups markets for next year, I reckon Land Legends one that you could trust.
I think so. I think Land Legends is good.
But Stroke of Luck here, he's been racing really well each start. Torrens, if that horse was going to run past, I was going to vomit on the floor. And your pick, Skylab, into third.
Yeah. Look, I didn't have a cent on him.
Neither did I with Stroke of Luck.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a day for me to play in Newcastle, mate. I wasn't interested. Yep. I was. It felt like a hangover of a day after the bloodbath of the Flemington Carnival, so I just had a few early plays in Caulfield. When it was obvious that they weren't happening, I was like, I'm just going to chuck this 3-leg multi on and not think about it again.
So some news out of the Stewards report from Newey. Few of the sources on the top selections were no good. So Influential was beaten 28 lengths.
That's beaten fair and square, I'd say.
So has here Influential trainer Seawaller in brackets dash poor performance. No shit. Yep. So it needs to trial before racing again. Resistible had a cardiac arrhythmia. Touch of Navy 2 out of 5 lame off 4 leg. Just in time 2 out of 5 lame off hind. Man behind the money was a late scratching. Should have read these. But the big one, so in that 2-year-old contest in the first, the Godolphin runner that ran second, Efaristo, bled from both nostrils. Ooh. So, and I thought that horse ran pretty damn well.
Yeah.
So maybe just put in too much of a good effort, if you know what I mean. So that horse will have a spell for 3 to 6 months. So, and if it's a 2-year-old, I reckon it could be a year let off for that horse. Knowing 100%. Godolphin as well.
Yeah, 100%.
They'll look after it.
Yeah, it reminds me of Aft Cabin. Where to for that horse?
He ran a Stradbroke. I reckon they'll run him.
Do you reckon they'll?
Nah, because I reckon they found out from the Stradbroke he's more of a 1,200 metre horse. So I reckon they'll give him the handicap circuit. So they'll go the Lightning. Lightning's away for age, isn't it? Or is it handicap? Anyway, they'll go the Lightning, the Oakley Plate, and the Newmarket for that horse, I reckon. Because he hasn't raced at all this spring. So
no, he hasn't.
Keep him fresh. for an autumn
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah, that could be something I'm interested in. I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon I'm going to have a let up until the autumn now from a punting perspective.
I'll still play, but it'll be like I'll chuck like a multi on.
Yeah.
With the good people at Ned's for like the G1s in Perth.
Yeah.
And I'll probably play or have to play on Magic Millions Day.
Did you see this horse win yesterday, Ripcord?
No.
Oh my God, this is one of the best wins you'd ever hope to see. I actually haven't heard the call, so I'll bear with me, drifters. I'll just connect my phone to the old roadcaster here, and we'll
Getting technical.
watch this together. If this wants to play, but if it doesn't, we'll just deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is one of the best wins I've ever seen. Like,
Shit.
yeah, it's insane. All right, that's not connecting, so be it. All right, widest widest on here.
He was like 8 lengths off him.
Yeah, mate, he was still like 4 off him at the 50.
Who is that horse?
Ripcord.
Yeah, but what's its background? What's it done? Who's it by?
All right,
Who's it out of?
A 2-year-old stakes winner on debut. Ripcord takes flight again in the 500k listed Team Green Placid Arc Stakes over 1,200 metres at Ascot. By Whidden Studs, written by. Ripcord was sold by Barrador Stud and Phoenix Broodmare Farm to Luke Ferry for $40,000 at the 2021 Magic Millions National Wheeling Sales. Now won over 430k in stakes.
Interested to find out more about that horse. I'll have to get the royalty on the phone. The Prince. Is the Prince warming up?
I don't know. I haven't seen the results, but let me have a look. Oh,
I'll get up the Prince's
all right.
picks if you wanna get up the the results.
Yeah. Is he cooking? Let's have a look.
Should we let him? Let me just get the text that I got from the Prince up. So, race 1, number 4, Sentimental Hero.
Third at 650 SP.
Race 2, number 5, Forever Dreaming.
Third.
Okay.
SP $13.
Okay. Race 3, number 4, War Gem.
8th. Beaten 2.5 lengths.
Get that. Race 4, number 6, Magnificent Andy.
4th. Beaten less than a length, starting price $5.
Race 5, number 3, Keshi Boom.
Win at $1.55.
Lovely to see. Race 6, number 2, Flying Missile.
Flying Missile, where are you? 6th.
Best bet of the day, race 7, number 6, My Bella May.
5th.
Race 8, number 12, Augment.
Okay, that was Ripcord. Ripcord was $10. Wow.
Soaring Flying.
What was his selection?
Augment.
Third at $2.60.
Would have been hilarious if it was the second. The horse that just got beaten lit by Ripcord.
And the last race was abandoned for some reason. Don't know.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I'm assuming something awful's happened.
So the Prince is just starting to cook.
Hey, he's finishing like those around the top 5, you know.
Wonder who he's going to select in the Railway Stakes, because I already know my selection. Is the Prince going to cook? Let him.
So, am I safe in assuming that we have 3 weeks left?
Yep.
Is that basically
so
what's
it'll be
happening?
the Railway, the Winterbottom, and the Northerly over the next 3 Saturdays.
Let's have a look.
Which takes us through till...
So next week we have the Railway, the Railway next week, 1,600 metres. We also have the Gong, which will be exciting. The Winterbottom and the Northerly. The Winterbottom on the 2nd, the Northerly on the 9th. And there's a Group 3 race called the Rush on the 16th. Now we'll be on a spell when that's happening, but that's for $1.5 million.
I think that's the race that Munimec's going to go to.
Interesting.
Mm.
Why wouldn't you?
And then Magic Millions obviously is the 13th of Jan.
13th.
So maybe that's when we're back officially.
And we will commit to that this year.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
That's all she wrote, I reckon. But yeah, it was still there or thereabouts.
It was our worst day in a long time from just purely picking a winner's perspective.
Oh, I think, Derby Day was pretty bad.
Actually, yeah, Derby Day was horrific, wasn't it? Mm.
I feel like the last 3 weeks have been a bit of a mish, but we have enough brownie points in the back.
You would like to think so. But if you had a good day yesterday, Drifters, let us know.
Yeah.
Look, we joke about slips, not tips, but no, honestly, share your slips.
Oh.
We love to see a win.
Mate, fall from grace in the Group 1 tally. My God, I've gone from first to third. Because the Drifters had not a fill up, but they got enough job done. You've gone to first.
Oh,
congratulations.
Cool.
All right. We'll see you Wednesday.
See yous.